recording, Travis?
And now has
It
the entire trajectory of his
stopped.
life
Just lost.
based on
We
this
just lost
relationship. I guess this was
It's
his
gonna
only
be
friend,
it's gonna
but
be a two-parter.
it just kind of I saw that there was going to be no redemption. That this was going to be a film about some weird fight.
Yeah.
I just didn't get the purpose of it anymore.
I was just asking because I thought there was like a little moment in between him cutting off the first finger, and then I thought like it was kind of like funny. He threw it at the door, like that's kind of funny, but dark in a really dark way. And then I thought they paced it pretty well to when you're like, dude, you're like about to get upset that he's gonna cut the rest of it off when he goes like, and the dog has like the shears and he's like, don't, he's squealing. And made you so upset when he does it. I feel like when a movie can evoke that kind of emotion and get you invested to that point.
That's what it was. I think that's why. I think it was because
you know why? Because I like having fingers.
Yeah, me
don't
too.
Understand why anyone would not want to have them.
I know, but
it was
sometimes if
I'd rather just have a little nub.
Yeah,
but if it's not well done, what I'm saying, Ben, is if it's not well done, it might as well be Law and Order. Like, who cares if he lost all his fingers? Like, whatever. You know what I mean? But you care about the situation to the extent that you're like upset that he actually.
See, that's why it's almost like a character.
I didn't care about the situation. I cared about why would you cut off your fucking fingers?
He was
just
crazy.
Because you have to look at and hear Colin Farrell's character.
Yeah,
that is so pointless.
I thought they tricked me. They lulled me back into thinking there was a possibility they could be friends again. And then once you come to the realization, no, this guy's on a warpath to mutilate himself and not be friends with this guy, I was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing here anymore.
Yeah, I wanted to know. Cool.
But yeah, that was sad.
What made the very least sense to me about it was that in between almost every time that where either he cut off fingers or Colin Farrell tries to burn down his house, it seems like he's regretting deciding not to be his friend anymore and showing Colin Farrell's character's emotions, showing him emotions that would make Colin Farrell's character think that, oh, he still cares about me.
Right when he got punched in the face.
I should keep poking to see if he'll change his mind.
Well, that goes to Eric's point that really it's he knows that that's all sort of bullshit.
Well,
Eric, were you about to say something?
No, I don't.
He was sending out mixed signals because remember when the cop punched him, he picked him up and took him home, and like he wouldn't talk to him, and Colin Farrell was respecting his space, and like I think he thought, man, maybe if I give this guy a little space, he'll then be my friend again. He was giving him mixed signals. It was very unfair. Like
I remember, I mean, he definitely when he finally flipped out on him in the bar, he said that was the first time you've ever been interesting.
Yeah.
So I think, and then didn't Colin Farrell's character kind of he definitely lost it after the donkey got killed, but he was just like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing this antagonizing shit because that's how I got a positive reaction out of him.
Yeah, he said that to Dominique.
Yeah, that's when
but that's when Dominique loses him, or he loses Dominic.
Dominic was. I mean,
so much hurt in his eyes when Colin Farrell turned to the dark side.
I completely understand with anyone who didn't like this movie. I admit myself, I was like, that was the ending, but then I kind of like movies like that. Like it just made me think. Like it kind of like the monkey shit from Nope. I was just thinking for the next couple of days. I was like, what did that mean?
See,
I don't understand if you're like that didn't mean shit to me. I didn't really care about it. And,
I know. I think that Nick is right.
The tall one.
Sometimes when someone is such a good actor or actress, you hate them, but you only hate them because they did such a great job. You know what I mean? Like,
they can.
That was your point.
They can evoke that kind of emotion from me. Yeah,
it was seamless.
But
everybody seemed like they lived there.
Yeah, this was real. This seemed like it was happening currently, but in 1923, like this was not a movie; it was a documentary.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought the performances were great enough all around for me, where I was just like, I thought that was pretty interesting, and I'll be thinking about that.
Well,
I'll definitely be thinking about it.
You know, that's what Colin Farrell sounds like in real life. Like that's how he talks.
Fucking right.
Well, they are all four. All four main characters are actually Irish. So yeah.
Right.
Guys, Brendan Gleeson. I mean, he's been
So
been
how
in
much of that
things-
was actually acting then, and you're respecting it? It was just their real selves.
What?
All right.
Yeah, they act like that in normal that situation.
No, but like that's what they talk like. That's where they're from.
Plenty
Like,
of
they
American
understand that
actors
life.
just talk in English language.
And when are you gonna give us that real?
Yeah. When are we getting this screen test?
You ever
man?
seen Leonardo
Nick hasn't
DiCaprio?
contacted me
Right
about
now.
it.
You be a character from the movie that we just watched. Who you want to be? You can be any character. You
I'll
can-
be project and the project and you
Well,
come
that's what
down to this.
I don't know the lines. I can't.
Well, I'm
just-
not.
Look
Again,
it
I'm
up.
not
I
comparing
look up
myself.
the look up
But I told you
I have
last
some
week,
codes
on
pulled up
this
right
podcast
now.
last week that
the
at one point wanted just me to do some
happens every episode.
shots with him and Carly, and we were supposed to play our fucking selves, and I couldn't do it. And he kept saying like, "You are terrible." Just say hello to her.
It's
Like,
the
you
same
know-
thing. Like I don't like doing the intro because it's like we can bullshit, but as soon as I see that red thing, Travis is recording. It's like it changes. It's like, oh, now I have to go into radio show guy voice, and it just feels so unnatural. So it's definitely a talent to
Well,
act.
even radio show guys have prepared reads that they go off of when they're doing stuff like that.
Sometimes.
So
Mm.
All right.
So they're
Let's
more
just say that
talented
they're
than
good
actors.
Ben,
they're just reading.
you said that you could do better than 4 people that were nominated for an Oscar in this movie.
I didn't say I could do better. I just said they weren't really.
You said you could do
skilled
as
in their
good.
acting. I said I could act like an idiot.
You couldn't touch
That's what I
Dominic.
said I could do.
You couldn't touch Dominic's mannerisms.
It's good that you are always looking to raise that bar, Ben, so that we can elevate the culture for you. It's good.
We'll never get there, but we'll keep trying.
Okay, how about this? Did you think those kids that had never acted before in Monos were really pulling it out of their ass?
They suck.
I was so hammered by the time I finished that movie because I finished the call last week, and then I just kept thinking it when watched that till like 1 in the morning.
That's what they do in real life. That's what they sound like. Like they weren't really acting.
Did you ever make a movie in high school?
Don't get the comparison.
No.
You didn't?
Why would no? Because I had no inclination.
Watch our
Okay,
Drive to
then you
City
don't know how it is.
compared to
Once that
Moto.
camera's pointed at you, it's hard to just even.
Tell him, Travis. Give it to him, Travis.
How many movies were you in?
Hey, I was in a movie that starred as Adolf Hitler. That was a famous video in our school. There was no. What are you talking about? I was in a bunch of those movies.
I don't remember that.
It was famous.
Oh my god!
I was in a commercial once.
What?
This is the best night of my life.
I was in a commercial when I was a kid.
What commercial?
You were?
I don't remember what it was
I bet
for.
you were
They
acting like
said-
yourself.
They
Probably
said
didn't
all
want
they said
any-
was the only channel it would air on was Discovery.
It was a special Big Dick Children.
I would have been on the opposite episode.
Do you remember what you did or said?
I remember that the first take. I mean, it basically was just one of those situations where they said, "We need a bunch of kids for this. Let's film it at a summer camp." And my mom worked at said school where the summer camp was, and so I got tapped to be in it.
Oh,
And I remember when they said action the first time,
Good.
I was there with another kid that went to the camp, and we were talking, and they were like, "Cut," and they were like, "Guys, you just have to mouth that you're talking. You don't actually talk. We pick up every sound you
Hey,
make."
fuck them. What?
No, but I was just like, great. So I was just literally just sat there.
So that's why you think acting
So you've
easy.
never acted in your fucking
That's where
life.
it's coming from. You
Not
have this.
really, no.
Yeah.
But
You wouldn't stand a
never-
chance under that hot light.
Actually, that reminds me. Do any of you watch a sitcom so much that sometimes you start watching the people in the background who are doing what Ben is talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact,
Definitely.
half the time now when they're in the coffee shop in Seinfeld, I'm just looking at the extras.
Yeah. It's so interesting.
there was one thing in the film I was wondering if anyone noticed. And I think it was it might have been before the donkey died. Like I think he was no, I can't remember, but it's a point where he's like sitting at the table in his cottage, and the horse is just staring at him out from outside the window.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember that shot?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I think it was that shot that made me think that
I think he was
this movie is
holding-
ultimately. He might have been holding the dead donkey.
Yeah.
It was that at that point that I thought like maybe this movie is actually a comedy, like because I was
It
like, what the
is.
fuck is the point
It is.
of this
Yeah.
horse?
He was funny.
Yeah.
He said weird, funny. He was
Yeah.
funny, dude. He was an idiot. He was great. His sister was like the straight guy, and he was, I feel like it was a
But-
set-up dark comedy.
I feel like
Dark comedy for sure.
The very-
Colin Farrell's character, even though he was kind of dim-witted, he cared about his immediate community. And that when he's drunk at the bar and he says it's the most interesting he's ever been, they have that conversation about posterity where the guy's saying art lasts forever and that's what we should be striving for. And he's like, no, you're missing the point. The point of life is to live it with the people that you live it with, not to leave things behind. And so they're stuck in between. And I think his sister is kind of in
I
between.
think you just nailed like that is the best explanation of the film I think you could go with right there.
Oh, he didn't finish. You cut him off.
No, but I think that's that short point right there that he said about you need to focus on the now, the now and the people you're with and the experiences you can have, and not what you can leave behind for other people to remember you about. Like I think that is
depends on which
in a
side you
nutshell the
believe
best
it,
way to
because
look
both
at
can
that
be
film.
right, but they're diametrically opposed as far as that's concerned. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's the riff.
Right. No, I get it. Sorry for cutting you off. I just meant like that is a good way to look at the film because that is what drives each of the main characters and leads to all of the conflict. And
Definitely.
Yeah, for
100%.
sure.
exactly. So
What
I'm
matters
saying
more-
like that's a good way to look at like deep down what was the point or message of the film was I think along those lines. So sorry if you had a larger point you're getting.
No, I was just gonna say I think that the sister is somewhere in between that, where she understands everything and even corrects him about the point he makes about Mozart. She's educated enough and understands the point of art. She enjoys books, like she's invested heavily in it to the point she becomes a librarian. But she also cares about her brother. She cares, like, you know what I
So
mean?
that's what she left to go do was be a librarian.
Yeah, to work in the library, yeah, on the main island. And she had just had enough with the bullshit, petty antagonisms.
She left. It was so crazy there that she went to the main island where there's actual war going on.
Yeah.
And enjoyed it more.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah.
There's,
I agree.
There
Yeah,
was more.
major
There was more
question.
All
life.
right. Here's a little tidbit
experiences
about
there.
the sister, which
Shaban, was that her name?
Siobhan.
Shimon. All right. After finishing his song, The Banshees of Inisherin, Cole muses that he doesn't think banshees scream to pretend death anymore. Rather, they just sit back, amused and observant. This describes Mrs. McCormick, Chabon,
Yeah.
Comic.
who herself observes the goings-ons, particularly of Podrick, and in fact also portends death. 'Cause she's always hanging
Oh.
around with that death woman.
That's
What was the relation to that woman again for them? Was that like their grandmother, or
I don't think they ever
like,
said.
just some crazy old woman?
crazy old woman on the island telling people we're gonna die,
Well,
Oh, and
I got the feeling that maybe she was one of the quote
Crazy
unquote
bitch.
silent.
You saw in the
because,
background. That was one of the cool shots. I thought it has to be her, but when he's waving on the cliff,
Oh,
yeah.
hides the sister out of focus.
Just out of
like,
focus.
Him.
is death, just sitting there like that's the last
I-
straw.
I
baby.
assumed
I
it
think it was
I assumed it was the other guy.
the guy who
Oh,
killed himself.
It could have been, but I thought it was the old woman. I thought it was death.
I assumed it was death too, but maybe it could have been the boy. Maybe that's where he drowned.
It's a creepy
Yeah.
movie, dude. Very creepy.
Did you guys think that possibly? So remember, I was talking about how he was reading like, Jenny, I have to stay here and take care of Jenny, and then he immediately talks about how Dominic died. I at
thought
first
that
thought,
was
did
interesting.
he kill Dominic just to create that scenario?
I thought maybe he did.
Did you also have that thought? I don't
No.
think that's what happened in the end, but that was my original thought. I was like, damn, did he kill this guy just so he could have this excuse to be like, I can't leave. There's no one else here to take care of the animals anymore because he's dead.
I definitely got that impression.
That's horrible.
I don't think I agree with that, but that was my initial. I was like,
Wish
what?
I never
Well, I'm
Alright, well-
contemplating that now more because as soon as that guy turns his back on him and says, "I thought you were nice," like maybe the shame. I could see the shame of that. I don't think that's the case, but that's interesting to think of. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill the person that I thought actually thought I was a good person.
Well,
And
he
that-
obviously showed he was willing to kill.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's possible. That's interesting.
Well, the reason I thought that was because he lies about it. He's like, I have to be here to take care of the
He
animal.
was a hesitant killer. He looked into I don't think he wanted to do it. Was confusing. He was confused.
He looked in, but he at the end of the day did nothing, and he came back the next day knowing that if he didn't get out of the house, he was burnt to shit.
I think, like Nick said, is if he killed that guy, he literally had nothing. His life was meaningless, completely meaningless. He lost everything.
My only thought about his death was maybe suicide.
I know. I think that's what it was. Because I think
you
see him is after he asked Siobhan if he could ever be with her, and she says no.
And he says a couple times faint of heart and all that. And
I just think he was
faint of heart sounds kind of like,
dude.
His life was terrible. His dad was
he was drinking on the rocks. That he could have easily just slipped in and died. I thought it was just an accident. Maybe he was just drinking his dad's
I took it at face value that he drowned, but
Yeah.
I could see that. I could definitely. I didn't. I'm just too. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it at all. He could have killed himself. That's true.
That scene in the bar was funny though when he was like, "I didn't tell my dad about the fiddling."
I didn't say it, Daddy.
Yeah, that was. He's just drunk.
I pulled up some quotes. Here's my favorite quote.
That guy better fucking win an award.
I'll be happy if he wins. I loved him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Eric.
My favorite quote was it's early from the movie, and he says, "I knocked on Colm's. What's his name? Colm's Sonny Larry. What a fucking weird name."
Yeah, Callum.
He's just sitting there, and she goes, "Sitting there doing what? Sitting there doing nothing, smoking."
Yeah.
Sleep. He goes, "He was smoking, Siobhan. How do you smoke in your sleep like?"
Yeah.
I don't know why, but just how do you smoke in your sleep?
The likes at the end of statements were throwing me off so much.
I liked it though. I thought that was interesting.
You noticed that the sister didn't do that though.
I had it on.
She did.
Kinda, she did.
What are those things? I had it on closed captioning, and I think that's kind of necessary for this movie.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I don't know. I should have probably, but it was so funny to me to try to figure it out.
How do you fucking smoke in your sleep like, huh?
Yeah, faint of heart and all that.
Are you rolling? Think of rolling. You are.
Yeah. That whole Rowan thing was ridiculous. I was like, what are they? Yeah, I needed it for that specifically. What did that mean? Are you guys in a fight?
Yeah, rowing means fighting.
You guys feuding?
If I didn't watch EPO, I probably never would have known that.
You guys rowing? Yeah, I think we're rowing. I don't think we're rowing.
You said it wrong. You said rowing. That's how the Americans. It's rowing.
Rowing.
Are we rowing?
Okay.
Are we rowing?
Do you have any more quotes, Eric?
I can pull them up, but I had that one because I wanted to find it. I just always thought that was hilarious.
That was a close call. Got a call from Amanda. It was just to bring the cat down in the basement because I thought I was gonna have to go rock the baby.
Where is Amanda?
Sorry, I didn't hear. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was a big win for me right there. That was.
Did she call you from the bedroom?
No, on my phone.
She's not home.
She has the baby. She can't just wander around the house.
He doesn't want to go from the bedroom to the middle.
That's what I'm saying. She called you in your own house. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's how we call each other.
I've literally done that, and I live in one floor.
Yeah.
Wow.
My wife and I are constantly calling each other inside the house.
My evaluation of my own laziness has just dropped so much because I have never done that. I will walk up multiple flights of stairs if I have to talk to my wife.
Oh, I do that too. I think she was just saying, the cat's crying. I think he's at the basement. You're in the basement. Can you get the cat and put him in the basement? That's all.
That's fine. I don't like. That's fine.
You guys all right? You gonna be cool after this?
I'm fine.
You guys all right?
I've literally never.
Oh, baby. Hey, Nick, what's this cat?
Well, it's usually the
secret?
wife saying, I've got the kids. Can you do some shit for me?
Do you guys have Apple Watch? Nick, I know you have an Apple Watch, right? Does
That's
Amanda have
how I saw it.
one?
She was calling me and it was ringing me.
Does she have one?
Fucking
She
George
She was
Jetson.
given one by my parents, but she doesn't fuck with it.
Oh, I was gonna say they got that walkie-talkie shit on there. You guys could just walkie-talkie each other.
Amanda I think she's upset that rotary phones were invented. Like, she hates technology.
Okay. Good to know.
Phones were dope.
She's out on Alexas. She's
Come
out
on.
She's still in the wheel and buggy then, right?
wheel and buggy.
That's not right. Horse and buggy.
Wheel
sorry.
and buggy. A wheel pulling a buggy.
Yeah.
That's
Just like Colin Farrell.
She's still trying to figure out how to vote.
what a poor
You got a vote?
guy
No.
he was. So
She's
what's
trying
gonna
to
be
figure
next
out-
week's pick, guys?
She doesn't
Oh
have-
yeah, who's got something
my
good?
turn.
We need something good, something to really
not
bring
your
the
turn,
life
Eric.
back.
I know, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
My turn.
Oh,
was
I meant to
taken away
mention
from
when
last
was
week,
the
by
so
way.
I think I've never seen Heat until I watched it the other day.
Wow.
I thought I had seen it, but I guess not. And man,
Hey, was the acting good,
What-
or was it like they were
what
just
a
in their own
fun-
accent?
Were they speaking
Movie.
English? Were they
Yeah, was it just-
American?
what a fun movie.
They literally showed those gun action scenes to
Yeah.
I forget what,
Did-
police or military or
Did the
something.
YouTube clip show up to you too with that info? Because I saw that.
No, that's something I've heard a long time ago, but that everybody knows that's one of the most legit like gun action scenes in a movie.
Yeah.
What, like when they at the bridge?
When
they're
in the
sort
cars,
of.
in the street.
When they get cornered in the street after the bank robbery, Val Kilmer's reload sequence with the assault rifle is what they use to teach. I think it's probably police officers tactical, like how to operate in a tactical situation.
And they
with
use
an assault rifle.
they use the actual sounds of the the blanks. A blank makes an actual gunfire sound, and they actually use
What's its
sound.
name?
Clarence.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Clarence. Hey, Clarence, get the fuck over here, Clarence. Yeah, I could feel that.
But I also was like blown away because I don't know if any of you have ever seen The Leftovers.
Never finished it.
Yeah.
The wife, the mom, Lori from that is De Niro's love interest.
Yeah, skank
Yeah.
bitch.
And she's literally, I don't think she's ever been in anything else besides those two things.
If she rocks.
She has, but nothing that
What
like
was she
you'll
thinking?
see.
She stands at it. She got out behind
I hope. Well, if you haven't seen Collateral, you got to watch that next.
Oh,
Tom
man.
Cruise, I've seen that.
Collateral-
Jamie Foxx.
I think Collateral for me is like that's better than Heat to me. I'm sorry, but I love it.
They're both fucking good.
Which one's Collateral?
I'd say the performances in Collateral are slightly
Collateral
better
is-
just because Tom Cruise is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen Collateral.
It's the Jamie Foxx as the taxi driver, and he's driving around. Tom Cruise is a hitman.
Yeah, I've seen that. Okay.
Yeah.
I actually just watched that like 2 years ago.
That shit is so fucking good. I rewatched it and I was blown away by the jazz scene.
It's a
talking
pretty
to
good
the jazz
movie.
musician. That's the best.
2004. Damn. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He's like quizzing him about Louis Armstrong or whoever, or Coltrane or some shit, and he's like, "Where did he learn to play?" And the guy's like, "I got that, no problem," and he kills him. And then Jamie Foxx is like, "He got the answer right," and he's like, "No, he learned from the guy down the street. He didn't know." Blah 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 blah. Like, fucking nuts. That's awesome.
Seen that in a while.
Not that I'm putting this up for. It's not my turn or anything, but I had a couple ideas.
Could be.
I put one in the chat one time. I was thinking 25th Hour is such a good movie that may go under the radar. I thought that it fit the bill.
Yeah, I've
So
never
it's-
seen it.
That's Edward Norton, Philip Seymour Hoffman, the guy from I can't remember what the other things he's been
Barry
in.
Pepper.
And that's a Spike Lee movie.
Oh my
A
god.
Spike Lee joint.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Spike Lee joint.
Rosario Dawson, Brian Cox.
Brian Cox
Tony
is
Saragusa.
father.
Tony Saragusa? What the fuck?
Tony Saragusa is incredible in that
Are
movie.
you kidding?
He is so good. I
Tony
would 100%
Saragusa
nominate
is
that movie for
incredible.
this group. And I also was thinking another movie that came to mind, and I'm not sure if everybody saw it.
Oh,
Another Spike Jones joint, which is Her. Has anybody seen Her?
I've seen her. I liked her a lot.
Pieces of it, I think.
Wow,
I loved her. Yeah.
Going back to 25th Hour, it was written by David Benioff. I never knew
Really?
Who is
that.
that?
I knew that.
That's the Game of Thrones guy.
One of the Game of Thrones, like,
oh wow.
I guess showrunners, whatever you call it.
I
Yeah.
think 25th Hour is so, like a
I'm
10
down
out
with
of
that.
10.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, I'd watch that.
We can
I
do
don't even
that.
know what that's about. What's that about?
Cornered by the
Dealer.
DEA.
About American
Convicted New
people
York
just
drug
acting
dealer
like
Montgomery
Americans.
Brogan. You want to hear the synopsis?
No. I want to go in
Figure it out.
cold. Shut up.
I mean, come on,
Oh,
guys.
I remember this movie poster, or like
It's a good
seeing
one.
this in Blockbuster back in the day.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I definitely know the
Is
the
this like
title
right
of
after?
the
Is this
short.
before or after he did American History X? Norton, because he
After.
looks like he's got the
After.
exact same
Norton.
look.
It's 2002.
Did Edward Norton ever have a different look?
No.
Well,
I mean,
American
the goatee look is a specific time in his career.
No, he didn't.
Was it the Death to Smoochie time or what?
No, that
There's
was
not the goatee in that.
This was the
So,
same year as
American
Death to
History
Smoochie.
X. I think American History X should predate Fight Club.
History X 98.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fight
and
Club
then
is
Fight Club is
99.
2001.
Then Death to Smoochie. This is where his career went downhill. Death to Smoochie. Red Dragon. And he
A
came
very
back.
big dip.
Then he
Red
came
Dragon
back,
was
25th
good.
Hour. The
Red
Italian.
Dragon was pretty
I'd
good.
love to rewatch Red Dragon.
Kingdom of
Yo.
Heaven.
Travis, have you ever seen Manhunter?
I told these guys about that when Ben
Yeah,
mentioned
the-
Red Dragon. It's
That
so.
shit was.
No, yeah, Eric told me
the
about
one,
that.
the one with the guy from CSI.
Yeah.
I was visiting
The
Amanda.
original,
she was still
the
in
original
college.
Red Dragon.
Yeah, Amanda went to class, and I was watching shit like on her couch, scrolling through channels, and I came across it, and I just like kind of left it on, like this kind of looks cool. And then they started saying like Brian Cox was Hannibal Lecter, like they said Hannibal, and they kept, and like the story kept going, and I was like, I've seen this fucking story before, like this is Red Dragon.
You'd already seen Red Dragon.
I'd already seen Red Dragon because that was for art, but this came out in the '80s. This is like an '80s.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what the fuck? And that means it predates Silence of the Lambs. And then I called my dad and I was like, have you ever seen Manhunter? He's like, yeah, that's the first book that came out was Red Dragon.
Wow.
But and he was like, yeah, it's a good movie. Like he was like, yeah, well, whatever. And I was like, this is fucking incredible. It's really good.
The Tooth Fairy shit. So
No,
good.
it sounds. I need to see that. I like those
It's
movies.
a Michael Mann movie.
Yeah, it's Michael Mann.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's Michael. Holy shit. Yeah.
It's like
No,
that.
I need
We
to.
should watch that.
Right feel
That's
to
not
it.
I'd be down for
That's
that.
not a
I'm
bad
just listing
idea.
movies.
Yeah,
That
I
would be a
actually brought
good
that
idea in my
up.
opinion.
I guess. Because
I
I
think
was
we should watch that.
I didn't know about it. I think
All right.
my dad told me about it or something.
I think it's better than.
I'd be very down to watch
I like
that.
it better than Red Dragon, from what
Yeah.
I remember. But I thought Ray Fiennes was better as the dragon.
Yes, I agree.
And
Brian
it's
Cox
on
is
Prime. It's on
interesting,
Prime. It's
but,
free. Sweet.
All right. I'll do that one.
I vote for 25th Hour, but I don't know if we want to put up to a vote. I think
Well,
both of them are great.
Could we
suggestions.
just bench one, put it on deck for the next?
Yeah, I'd say we vote for one of those though.
Damn.
Brian Cox is in both.
Manhunter.
What's gonna give you here, Travis? You tell us. What's the click rate gonna be?
Yeah.
25th Hour or Manhunter?
Those are both
Well, I think-
looking
I
pretty
think
grim.
Manhunter.
Everything,
from the-
everywhere,
from
all
the-
at once.
Actually,
would
you
be-
know what? A lot
That'll
of
be
people
clickbait.
looking for like Mindhunter might accidentally
True,
find Manhunter.
True.
We
By
gotta
the way,
go.
what a disaster that stopped.
Don't talk about it too much because I just started. I just
Come on,
started
think-
season
I wanna
one.
Wait,
do
they're not.
just
They're
started.
not.
Done with
They're
it.
not
Yeah,
gonna
just
come back.
started it.
They're not going to come back and do another season
It's
ever.
over. He's done. Like they
He said
walked away.
maybe.
I thought Aronofsky just said like we're done for now. Like
No,
I've
it's
got
David
other shit to
Fincher.
do. Whatever. Sorry.
That's what I mean. It's like all these, like, well, this movie, the Banshees, they said they were going to do, and then it took them 7 years to find. Like, everyone has a schedule. Like, oh, I'm doing this.
But the thing is, like, these actors are going to be too fucking old to carry that
Well,
shit
that's
on.
the thing. Yeah, like they'll have to do it
Just
later.
rewrite the show to adapt for that.
So
I guess. I hope they come back because
It has an ending after season 2. Like, it can continue in the future.
There's 2 seasons.
Yeah, they only did
Yeah,
2.
that's
I
it.
like the second season a lot.
and it's supposed to be 7.
Oh, really?
It's supposed to be 7 seasons or something.
that
At least
sounds
5.
like
And they quit after 2. He probably wants to do something else.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
that's what.
he went and did this other movie, and he's got these other projects. I was talking to who's really close to it. Carly's husband's like obsessed with David Fincher, like that's his guy, and he researches and reads variety shit and all that stuff. And he was talking about how it's pretty much completely in the background for him now.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening. I didn't get that. It's also that he probably was like, when he did the first season, Netflix was like, all right, we'll give you 5 more seasons. Like, that's just what they do.
What is in South Park? Netflix, you're green lit. They like answer the phone like that, and they ask him how many episodes.
But like the second season, like both seasons are great. I'd be curious to hear what you think about that, Travis.
Well, I mean, I'm only like halfway through season 1, but I love it. It's great. It's movie quality.
I enjoyed this
Oh,
shit.
it's so
David
good.
Fincher is like, dude, a House of Cards.
Well,
when
that
he was
main
involved,
actor is a strong actor.
In what, Mindhunter?
Just
Yeah.
in general.
I saw him very recently. I saw him last week in that new M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Jonathan Groff.
knock at the
In the cabin.
Yeah, he's one of the.
How was that? How was it?
It was good. I liked it.
Okay.
I thought I liked it because I mean M. Night Shyamalan. It's like easy to just say like.
Did it have a
like,
twist ending?
What's up?
Did it have a twist ending?
Yeah, everyone's gay.
That was a rhetorical question.
Well, it's kind of like I'm thinking about it because like 20 minutes.
It's
It
the
doesn't
twist that
matter.
there isn't a twist.
Yeah, Dave Bautista.
There's a twist.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a twist,
Andy
but it's
liked
nothing. It's nothing compared to like the pull the rug out from under you type of thing.
Would
There is
Andy
a twist.
Willis.
Would Andy Kim
Yeah.
say real deal or no real deal?
They're gay fathers, so it's a no real deal. Not real deal.
Oh, fuck, no RD.
No, that is not real deal.
How much butt sex do we get to see from that?
There are 0 butt sex scenes.
Oh, 0. I thought you
Wow.
were about to say there
Wow.
was some. And I
I'm
was like, oh,
shocked.
man.
Color me impressed.
What's that?
Sorry.
A gay
sorry.
couple with no butt sex in the movie is
They
that's
just
pretty
do- they
progressive right there.
Yeah.
That's
what do they
progressive in
do?
itself.
Some other shit or what?
There's no. I
Just
don't think
jerking
there's any
off
kiss.
or
Well, that guy is gay in real life, I think.
Oh, he has to be gay in
out.
real life. Yeah.
Travis, have you noticed the chick that I don't know where you're at, but the girl from The Last of Us?
Which
What
girl?
about her?
Wait, are you're talking about the new girl in Last of Us? The Kathleen or whatever?
No,
Oh, God, not her. No.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Tess. Have you seen her in Mindhunter yet?
Oh yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's the psychologist woman. Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I was like, this woman looks so familiar when I was watching Last of Us. I couldn't.
All right, guys.
Tight.
What's your score for the Banshees of Inisherin? I didn't see Ed Sheeran in the movie once.
She's Ed Sheeran.
And I was looking for a little number.
I want to hear
He's
Travis say
Irish.
that.
He's Irish, is he not? He's from over there.
You want to hear what?
He was
That
gonna
sounds like
strum
something
the
Scott
instrument.
Farrell
He was
would
gonna
say.
strum the instrument. What do you mean? Ed
What am
Sheeran.
I saying here?
The Banshees of Inisherin.
on the
I-
fan.
To be honest,
You'll get a case of absolutely nothing.
good, Travis.
The
Good.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Very
What
good.
do we say is, Shep?
Very good.
Wow.
I give it.
Going back to the wife, she's got a kiss and a double D's, and we're hitting up threes, and it's Scotty Farrell.
Oh,
That's
I see
There
what
we
you
go.
did.
That's what I want.
Wow.
I listened to a lot of Scott Farrell in my day.
I used to get really pumped.
Oh, I would shake my fist in the air when I got in the car and it was him on, man.
You sound exactly like him right now.
Well, I'm helped by the cold.
better parts, better prices.
I asked Eric about it one time. I play soccer at like 10 at night. And he's on there talking shit.
Yeah, it took off.
And I told Eric about it. And he's like, "Oh, that's the best, baby." Like he knew all about him. And laughing my ass off. He was talking about it was like the first time a woman had refereed in the NBA.
That bitch.
He was saying she could fuck her and her mom and dress her up as a nun and turn her upside down and turns out of her pussy because that's all she wants is that money or whatever he said, like something.
Yeah, no, I agree with Travis. If he was on after a soccer game, it was very exciting. On the bench.
Yeah, there was a period after soccer where everyone was just caught on to Pharrell. That was a good time.
He rocked, dude.
Desi was a big fan. I mean, Desi, Eric, and I talked about it a lot.
Chad Dukes would have him on.
I can't listen to you anymore, Travis.
Those are the best. Those kind of real guys are the best. And like, I don't know if you watch it, but the guy Mad Dog, he does a lot of stuff, but he's like
can't hear you, Mad Dog.
Hear me, Mad Dog.
He was talking to you on that clip, yeah.
The Joe Paterno clip is the greatest. Hey, interviewing a 98-year-old man.
I don't know if he can hear.
So what are we doing next week?
Well, wait, go with your ranking system. So Wyatt, start off. What'd you give the ranking?
I give it a 6.75.
No, you liked it more than that. 6.75?
I can't go into the sevens. I can't.
Wow. That's a never watch again, really.
That's a D+.
Yeah, we'll never watch it again.
In school, that's a D+. Or maybe a solid D, even.
I'll tell you. All right. I'll go. I told Nick after I watched it that I loved it, and I said, that is an instant classic. I give this a 9.3 out of 10.
Oh, my God.
I think this movie will age through the times.
You didn't say anything about it in this whole 2 hours.
Tell him, Travis.
You said 5 words about it.
Slow played us.
I wanted to hear what you guys were saying.
Yeah.
No,
I was surprised.
I, to be honest, I think it's an instant classic. It's not. I think Manos is 7. All right. I realized Manos wasn't that good.
Manos gets a 4.25 for me.
I liked it. I think I would go probably to a solid 8.
I will say I'd take
that. That is an 8 out of 10 is an all-time classic movie.
No, an all-time classic gets a 10 out of 10.
Come on, you're touching 80. Come on.
I'm not a Metacritic.
That's a B.
No. See, I go off of like Metacritic. Like Rotten Tomatoes gives everything a 92. Like I'm talking about. To me, 80 and above, like there is no 100. There's barely a 95. There's no perfect movie. So to me, an 80 is damn near. Like that's. Right.
This is in the top 100 films I've ever seen in my entire life.
My entire life. Well, I want to bump my rating up after you just gave me.
It was a play. It was a tragic comedy. You had Will Ferrell. You had this guy.
Will Ferrell. He was in
detective.
Will Ferrell.
William Colin Ferrell.
You had Will Ferrell. Oh, like, wait.
You had a donkey. You had
the donkey. If that donkey doesn't get an award, I don't know what I'll do.
Best supporting animal.
Yeah, maybe I undersold it, but it's tough to give it over a 7 for me.
I don't have to agree. Ben, your rating.
Give it a 4.9 out of 8.67.
Yeah. Take points away for the Irish acting Irish.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a stretch for them.
So dumb.
Nick, what was your rating?
Nick, I don't know if you gave yours.
I would give it somewhere like mid to high 8s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like 8.7, 8.75.
8.7, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are on the same page. Okay, I could see that. Travis?
No better than this.
I said 8, but my movie rate, I generally like, a lot of movies. So and if I really like a movie, it doesn't have to be a perfect movie. If I just really like it, it's a 10 out of 10. To give you an example that'll blow your mind.
Don't say it.
Can we get it?
Top Gun.
I'm out of here.
It's a 10 out of 10, I tell you.
Here's a question for you, Pat. A perfect when you said that for some reason,
Can't be a 10.
when you said that it doesn't have to be like a amazing movie, but if it hits you right, a movie that I feel that way about, where I know it's not a very good movie, but I love it, is like Rounders. Like Rounders is so like I love it, but it's not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they pulled that off.
No,
Yeah, right.
Well, this was an idea I had for a podcast, which it's called Not Top 10, which means it could never make it into your top 10 movies. I mean, if I started going through my top 10 movies, it's like, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, T2, Aliens, and like there's no room for any other movies, but
yeah.
So and I think I have some listed movies that you love that just, and then there's like the movies that are amazing that are at like 11, 12, 15. Then these are the movies that could never, ever crack that close to that top 10.
Is it because of like,
okay,
you're basing it off of like artistic, like almost like an Oscar being like, oh, this is a great movie. Like Nick was saying, like Rounders isn't going to be like anyone's top 10 best films probably, but it's one of his favorites. Is that right?
No.
Like you say, two Jurassic Park are the top 10 films from like a critic standpoint, or what?
No, from my personal opinion.
So it's just something that didn't make your top 10, but it's close.
And could never, and is not even that close, really, because there's so many fucking good movies.
It's so hard to even make a top 10 for me.
I mean, if you started going through your top 10 movies, you come up with a list of like 20 or 30, and it's hard.
Yeah. It's hard because it's also time.
But anyway, here's a couple of I wrote down a note. January 3rd, that wasn't even that long ago. January 3rd, 2022, a year ago. Yeah. All right. Fifth Element is one one that would make this podcast idea for me. 13th Warrior. You guys didn't agree with that.
Hold on. First, do you know your top 10? That way we know, okay.
No, I don't know mine.
Yeah, I mean, basically, that's what I was saying. It would be like Empire Strikes Back, Jurassic Park, T2, Aliens.
Minority Report?
Yeah, Minority Report is in there.
Yeah.
I think I've done that list too somewhere. Hold on, let me see if I can find that. I mean, that's the thing. It's so
Blade
fucking
Runner?
hard. Blade Runner. Yeah, top 10 favorite movies.
Arrival?
Oh, wow. This was done. Well, yeah. See, I kind of cheated on this list, but.
Nick keeps checking his watch.
Let's give it to us straight.
All right. No, this list is
Dan
terrible.
wants to kill himself.
Don't fucking beat around the bush.
I'm sorry. Tucker's sending gay stuff.
Tucker man.
That changes things.
Have you guys seen the Gay World Cup thing?
Yeah, I sent that to the chat. Yeah.
Oh, that was you that sent it. I've been sending it to everybody I know. That's the funniest shit.
So stupid. Oh god.
No, but anyway, that's kind of the whole point. My top 10 movies are a lot of your top 10 favorite movies, because who doesn't love those fucking movies? T2 is not one of your favorite movies, Ben?
I don't think any of the movies you named would have been in my top 10.
Everyone's different,
Travis,
dude.
I'm with you on T2. Travis, I'm with you on T2.
Yeah. Jurassic Park.
None of the Terminator movies or Jurassic Park.
We said T2, man. We didn't see any of the Terminator movies.
Yeah. Aliens.
Yeah, but I'm just saying none of them.
Okay, but that's fine.
You like Aliens?
Okay.
I like them both, but yeah, I'd probably say I like Aliens more.
Yeah,
what's a movie that makes my top 10? The Departed. The Departed.
Aliens is more science fiction. Alien is more horror, but I like them both.
A horror film. Yeah, exactly.
We do top 10 movies next week.
Yeah, we
can.
Tough. That's tough.
It's real tough. All right, but hold on. I want to get a couple more. Stargate. You guys like Stargate?
No.
Stargate is so fucking good.
What is that?
Like
With
Stargate
James Spader?
I love Stargate.
I don't know.
Kurt Russell, dude, kills
James
it.
Spader?
Well, why don't you just watch Escape from L.A.?
Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's good too.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah, that's good too.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Let's watch Big Trouble in Little China.
I watched that at you guys' apartment together, and I could tell that was like a a childhood dream of yours, Ben. Like you love that movie.
That's a good one.
I've never seen that.
It's
Well,
a
my
dumb
top
movie,
10 would
but
be
it's-
Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the
Ooh,
Ring. So suck
Fellowship.
balls off, Eric.
Yeah.
I
No,
know you
100%.
agree.
I went in so at
I know you
when the show came out,
Children
I
of
watched the
Men.
show and then rewatched all of the. I watched The Hobbit. I watched them in order, all the Hobbit movies, and then all the Lord of the Rings movies, and those are some good fucking
I'm
movies.
proud of you. Eric, did
Especially-
you ever? I remember I think me and Eric like saw Lord of the Rings. When I saw the first Fellowship of the Ring, I was very confused because I was probably too young, and I also was unaware that there was going to be more movies. So the way it ended, I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I
what
remember
the
I
fuck?
fell asleep during the Twin Towers or the Two Towers
That's
or
wild.
whatever. I fell asleep during it. That's
I
how
just think,
long those.
to me,
movies
those
felt
are
to
some
me.
of the greatest movies ever created in terms of like how.
Oh, Peter Jackson crushed it. Well,
I mean,
it's crazy to
fantasy.
it's crazy to watch the originals and then like they did really good CGI work and just with in general like camera work with like real life stuff to make it look maybe more
fuck yeah.
fantastical or whatever. But to watch those and then see how far things came in The Hobbit, like it was kind of like holy shit! Like imagine if they had this technology when they did the first one.
I almost don't agree.
The Hobbit looked terrible.
Yeah, The Hobbit was worse. I think the
Really?
practical
I
effects
didn't
were
think
better.
it looked bad at all.
I remember
Uh,
I fell asleep.
the
I
trolls
went to
were
a Hobbit
dumb.
movie and fell asleep. I know that for a fact.
Inglourious Bastards would probably be around my top 10.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
good.
Now we're talking.
That's
my
a
favorite.
That would make my top 10
you know.
probably.
Nobody heard me say The Departed.
Yeah. I mean, that's a.
Departed's a
But
great-
this is the point. It's hard to. There's a
Too
lot
many.
that can make it. Yeah.
I would love. Let's do this because, like, to be honest, like you never know. Based on the person, you could sneak in movies that you would never imagine, like that someone would have in their top 10. But everyone's just simply different. I mean,
probably
I
have,
don't
like-
trust myself
I probably
to
have
make
Old
top
School
10
in
to
my
the
top 10.
list.
such a good movie.
To Travis's point,
So-
I can make a top 10 one day, and then the next day it would be
Exactly.
3 or
Well,
4.
it's just tough because, like, if you're making an overall top 10, you feel like you want. If I'm doing it, I probably couldn't rank the movies based on overall, like, just how much I liked them.
Yeah.
I'd have to try to I'd have to try to just pick 10 of my favorite movies that all kind of touched on different genres. Because if I went
Batman,
all like
1989.
action or all like sad drama movies, or I'd feel like it wasn't a good list.
gotta
Like,
think
might
about
as well
it.
just make a list that's just for one genre.
Well, you got to think about it like a desert island scenario where it's like you can
100%.
only have 10 movies for the rest.
Right.
Of the
And that's what I'm saying. You kind of got to make
Yeah.
sure you've got a mixed bag, sort of.
The
Unless
most
don't have
underrated
to.
movie of all time, based on the Metacritic, is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The fact that that movie isn't like a highly rated movie to me, I mean, it's a very Jim Carrey.
Cartoon? Oh, Jim Carrey.
It got like poorly rated. I'm looking at it. It's got a 46.
I've never seen that.
Dude,
Jim
he's
Carrey has had a lot of goddamn roles.
the Cable Guy. Watch it now, Ben.
Carrey movie?
Now, Ben.
What's our
the
favorite
Cable
Jim
Guy.
Carrey movie?
Yeah.
Who hasn't seen
Top
the
10 Jim Carrey movies. Next week.
Dumb and
Top 10.
Dumber's in there.
Dumb and
Dumb and
Dumber.
Dumber,
Yeah, I mean,
Probably my favorite.
Ace Ventura original.
Yeah, even the second one.
Man on
Yeah.
the Moon.
That's as
To
far
be
as like his
honest,
acting.
Truman Show
goes,
is probably here though. Truman Show.
Yeah,
is
Truman
I had
Show,
fun. One of the
Man
most
on the
fun
Moon,
was-
and then what's the other one? Mystic River.
No.
The Mystic.
Yeah, the theater. No, it's the
one where
Majestic.
yeah.
The
The
Majestic.
The Majestic, yeah. Those three I'd say are probably the three best acting
I
ones.
would love Jim
But-
Carrey and Mystic River.
Well, people would.
Sorry.
What about?
They all they sound the same.
no,
Mystic
I'm
River-
just thinking of Jim Carrey doing a Boston
Mystic River's
accent.
better. Both are Academy Award winners for Best Picture. Mystic River, I think, is better than The Departed, personally.
Mystic River's a great movie.
I've seen that movie, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it was.
Sean Penn and the guy from
Oh, and then there's like the
Shoehorn?
missing.
can't think of his name.
There's like the missing girl, right, or something.
Yeah.
Sean
his
Penn's
dog.
daughter gets murdered.
Yeah.
Don't really know how or who did it at first.
and Lawrence Fishburne's
Bacon.
in it, and
know what?
what's his name?
Hey,
Tim
Trav.
Robbins.
Yeah, Tim Robbins.
Tim
Fucking
Robbins.
Damn, that reminds me of another cool movie that.
Me,
fucking-
myself, and Irene.
Yeah, that's it.
That's a good one.
Yes,
The
sir.
radar. I feel
It's
like
not a Carrie movie.
that's-
What the fuck is
Hey,
it
Hey
called?
Trav, what did
Yeah.
you think about did you ever see oh of course you've seen it, the original Hellboy?
Yeah, I like that
I
a lot.
love
fucking
it.
love that movie,
Yeah,
dude.
very
Yeah,
good.
By the way, Serge is a big Hellboy fan.
That original
weird.
movie
they made 3 of them, didn't they? The originals.
Yeah. Well, 2?
That was
At
the
least
weird
2, but I
thing.
think they may have.
Who's the original Hellboy? Ben Affleck?
No,
No, it's,
that was
the-
Daredevil. No, it was Ron Perlman,
Yeah.
Oh,
Hellboy's the red guy.
the
So-
devil.
That was so. I went to a movie theater one time with Serge and Carly. Serge saw Hellboy. Carly saw some garbage, and I saw Step
You guys
Brothers.
been-
We
you all
all
been
went into
different?
different theaters and came out around the same time.
That's awesome,
Oh,
dude.
that should be the podcast.
That's the dream.
Like we just dispersed. I laughed my ass off in Step Brothers, obviously.
That's
And
awesome.
Serge-
That's a podcast right there.
I saw the
Yep.
end of Hellboy because I just went
What's-
into the theater, and that was just. He was like, "This was amazing," and I was like, "You missed a really fun
Dude,
movie."
Hellboy is very good. What is
Did
the
you never see
podcast?
Hellboy, Nick?
What?
Did you never see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, it's fun.
Well,
I
It's
think
alright,
the
yeah, it's
second one.
definitely cool. It's cool.
Travis, the podcast is, and probably not as relevant these days, but Nick said his family, him, Carl, and his dad went to the theater and they all spread and went to their own movies.
We
So
we
that's
my,
podcast.
my family sort of did the same thing with I remember my brother and my mom went and saw Titanic, and me and my dad went and saw Phantom Menace.
Oh
Titanic.
God, I put that on today.
Yeah.
I
That's
remember going
something.
to see the Phantom Menace with my dad as a kid. I remember that.
Dude, what I was just
Star
talking
Wars.
about this,
Oh,
like,
Star Wars. Yeah, yeah.
I think that all of the Star Wars movies are plagued by the time frame they came out in. That was just what was hot at the time. It was similar to the Batmans that they were pumping out with with Jim Carrey. Well, you know those. It was
I
just
like Batman Forever. I'm a sucker.
it's fun. He's
It's crazy. It's
it's
nuts.
fucking tight. That shit has stuck with
The
me.
Phantom
Like,
Menace
that's nostalgic
has some
ass shit,
very
dude.
interesting, like it has some very redeeming qualities, but
That's the
overall,
Darth
it's tough
Maul?
to get through.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole Darth Maul shit is money.
Whoa, how do we switch back to Star Wars?
I mean, music by
This is crazy.
Jonathan Williams, or what's his name, John Williams.
John Williams.
I mean, the Darth Maul, I forget what it's called. It has a name to
Duel
it.
of the Fates.
Yeah, Duel of the Fates. Like that shit is amazing.
See, like, bro,
Yeah.
for me, know
The
what would be
Jar
in my
Jar
top
Binks
10?
Oh, it's awful.
You guys want to fight? Ratatouille is in my top 10. It's one of the greatest films ever created.
I like Inside Out is my favorite picture.
Yeah,
That's
Inside Out.
God.
The first
Inside
time
Out-
I saw Inside Out,
I was at a drive-in
Blown
movie.
away.
theater.
Is that the one with
I was like,
with
what?
the emotions?
yeah,
Oh, I cried during that
same,
movie.
cried.
hard. In
I cried in
theaters,
front of
hard.
Amanda's family.
You know what's
We
fucked up? I
drive-in
cry
movie
during.
theater.
I
was
cry every
bawling
time
my
I
eyes
watch
out with my
Click.
dad.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah,
Of
you have
course.
to
I
cry
can't watch
watching
it because of the
Click.
cry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Click?
It's an
Click,
it's
Click.
an
Oh,
automatic
yeah.
cry.
yeah.
I don't
Is
even
that
have
know.
to cry.
Sandler? Or I
Yeah.
mean, Ben Stiller.
No,
No.
Yeah, he's,
Adam
he's
Sandler, you got it right the
same
first time.
shit.
I forget what it is exactly. He sees he's been a bad dad or
He's
whatever.
gonna die.
He skips through life and misses like all the important stuff.
Yeah.
Essentially.
He,
But
like,
there's
loses his
or he's
wife.
on his deathbed. There's a very sad
He's
scene
like dying. Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, he's like he has a heart attack and his family just kind of walks away. I think.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
care at all. Yeah.
It was shockingly hard. Like felt when it came out. That movie was kind of insanely more than I ever would have thought it would have been. Looking back, like I don't know. It doesn't have the same.
Who played the wife? Wasn't it some hot Beckinsale? Wasn't
hot.
Beckinsale?
Oh yeah, it was Beckinsale. Yeah.
That was half the fun of watching that
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler's just like, well, I'm gonna get me a hot girl, make it look
Yeah,
like
seriously, he really
Go
makes
to
it work for
Hawaii.
himself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, dude. I mean, The Matrix. I don't know if that would be in my top 10, but it's just I don't know,
Ooh,
man.
Yeah, that's a toughie.
That's tough. I love that
So
movie.
now
The Matrix probably had the biggest effect on me.
Men in
seeing-
Black, to be
seeing
honest.
something in a theater.
Men
Yeah,
in Black was one of the
Did you
like.
see the
Ooh, No
Now,
Country for Old Men.
retrospect? The creators, the Wachowski brothers or whatever they are, the one that turned trans said the Matrix has the
They
Matrix
both
has
did.
always been
Yeah,
about.
they're the
transgender.
Wachowski sisters now, dude.
Yeah, they both went trans.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, the sisters
you been?
now said the Matrix has always been about transitioning, and I was like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Nope.
It wasn't
And also,
about that.
hey, Nick, did you know? I'm sure, like the Matrix is a prequel to Terminator. The woman that wrote the books, look it up. It's a black woman. She sued the fuck out of the creators of the Matrix because she wrote books, and literally in her books, the Matrix, because of the machines taking over, is the prequel to the Terminator series. It blew my fucking mind.
Wow.
Yeah,
I never heard that.
Like literally look it up.
It's called The Matrix.
I'm not sure what it was called. I think they
But
probably changed it, but
Yeah.
From the black man again.
I kind of believe that though that they
Is that Combs' hand?
Because Star Wars ripped off Dune hard.
Very funny. Exactly. That's why I'm showing this, Travis.
What ripped off Dune?
I'm going on this golf trip. This guy texts the group saying, "I chopped my finger off. I can't make it anymore."
Is that real?
Colin, it's gonna.
Was he watching Banshees of Inisherin too?
Yeah.
It's on Larry Calm.
Or did he just Google that photo, or is that actually him?
It's a good question. I don't know. We
So
got a
you
spot.
guys need. So you guys need an eighth.
Yeah, Ben.
Dude, Ben, you gotta go, dude. Palm
Yeah,
Springs
man.
golf is unbeatable.
Travis, you remember where you played by any chance?
I played Indian Wells. That's where.
I think we're playing there.
Yeah, you have to if you go to Palm Springs. That's where my mom.
Season of South
So
Park?
Eric, did this guy already pay for the golf by any chance?
The golf, no. I think he sent we've only paid for the Airbnb.
Not bad, Ben. You get a free.
I just need a plane ticket.
I played.
Yeah, that's.
When do you leave, Eric?
Well, it's next week. Not this weekend. Next weekend.
Oh, so I have time to drive. Okay, cool. I'll meet you there.
Where? What state is it?
There. California.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
I was just watching that Netflix tennis show, and they played the Indian Wells tournament there. That's just weird. You mentioned Indian Wells now.
Yeah. Anyway, dude, I fucking love Palm Springs, dude. And we also played PGA West, or I played PGA West.
I think that's been mentioned as well.
Nicholas Court. Yeah.
I'm just.
I mean, there's
up
probably
on
the main.
top 10
Yeah.
list.
Wait, you're gonna play the courses that they were just literally at like 3 weeks ago?
PGA West.
PGA West
was one of them. Yeah.
Oh, really?
PGA West.
Awesome. It's like
PGA West is like there's like 3 courses there.
But that's what I was gonna say. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, we're at Torrey Pines," but there's like 2 courses at Torrey Pines. The one's for like the pros and one.
But they're all good. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, the other one's not Burke Lake. It's
Yeah. Have you heard about the golf show coming out on Netflix?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to say that's going to be real bad. They say it looks really good, but who the fuck
they're
going to
be using their own
are doing in their
accent,
spare
okay?
time?
Yeah.
I mean, most of these documentary type things are good. I mean, who knows?
Well, they had such success with Drive to Survive. They said let's do it for tennis.
The good news is they did it while Liv was taking off. They recorded it, so you've got all this turmoil happening and all these opinions that you can record. And, of course, there's going to be people on each side, so makes for a little more drama on the show.
All right, I'm going to turn off the recording.
Well,
that'll do it.
Well, actually, fuck it.
What are we doing next week? Let's choose what we can do next week, and then we can bullshit after if we want. 25th hours.
Manhunter.
Manhunter was put up.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
I don't know anything about 25th Hour, so that's kind of biased, but I kind of want to do Manhunter too.
I'm down, Manhunter.
I'll lean either which way. I would rather see 25th Hour again, but I've seen it way more times than I've seen it.
I mean, I think we should keep 25th Hour on the list.
Yeah.
To-do list.
On the back burner.
What do you also think about, and I'll just watch it by my own at another time, but what do you guys think about adding her to the list eventually?
Yeah, I could see that again. I could watch that again. For
I'd
sure.
like
That was a wild one.
Which one is her? Is that the one with Joaquin Phoenix? The one
Yeah,
with,
you jerk off to Scarlett Johansson's voice and all that good stuff.
I can tell why it wants to see it again.
No, I'm not. I don't want to see that much. But
It was
I
a
did
weird
enjoy it. I
movie.
did enjoy it. It was
I just
something
think there's a
new.
lot of. I only was thinking about that because it opens up that kind of conversation where you can have a in-depth dialogue about
A lot
the
of different
concept.
opinions.
All right. Here's the thing about Manhunter. I don't see it free anywhere.
I thought I saw it on Amazon.
God damn it, Ben.
Well, you
I'm
look.
looking.
You
I'm
look.
looking.
You look
I'm
up
looking.
that right now and see what the deal is for that.
If it's cheap enough, I'll Venmo everybody the amount for the rental.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
No, it's
That's
not.
fine.
It's not?
You have
Not-
to rent or buy it.
Yeah, it's one of those fake outs.
There he
Yeah.
is.
There he is, finally. Well, we finally got the person we've been. Hey, baby.
All right, well, now I got to stop recording.
Hey,
Ow,
Daddy.
ow, ow,
Why?
ow, ow.
Why? That's
This guy
Daddy.
is fucked up.
Are we
All
gonna
right,
go on
well,
the jet
we also
ski,
have to choose a
Daddy?
different
What's in the
movie,
mystery
don't
cup,
we?
Daddy?
Come
Jason,
on,
cut
Daddy.
off 4 of your fingers right now.
That's Daddy. Oh, thank you, Daddy. I'm trying to. I
Are
don't
you in
know.
your cozy little spot, Jason?
Jason, 25th Hour or Mindhunter?
Mindhunter.
Manhunter.
He knew it. He fucking knew.
All right, Manhunter it is.
We have to pay to
Wait, you
watch
said
it.